Roses are red, violets are blue. No, your son is not a replacement for the man who left you. Hello and welcome to another episode of Haire. So today is a special Valentine's Day episode. We're going to be talking about the 3 different types of love: unconditional, fulfillment love, and of course romantic / infatuation love. So before we get there, we're going to talk about a common phrase I've heard is love is patient, love is kind. It's on more, I know it's a full Bible verse, but one thing love can be is multifaceted. So first things first, if you're still here after the poem at the beginning, that means you're open-minded, because I know the first thing people are going to say is, oh my God, my first love is my kid. They shouldn't be. But we're going to go into a little matching game. So I'm going to show this right quick. Okay. So this is how it's supposed to be, right? Okay, this is what you guys be doing. Yeah. So we're going to go into 3 different types of love, and then I'm going to show you different examples, and I'm also going to show you when it goes wrong. All right. The first one, let's go. I mean, they're all strong. They're all strong versions of love, but the first one we're going to go into is unconditional love. Unconditional love is what you should have for your children. Unconditional, let's break down the word. Unconditional is without condition. Doesn't matter what happens, you're going to love this person, right? So this love exceeds pride. It's something that you do even when it's not fun. I also have even when they don't love you back. Okay, that's your unconditional love. That's supposed to be for your children. Okay, so we have the second one. This is romantic infatuation love. This is supposed to be for your partner, right? So this is something that ebbs and flows. Think of like the push and pull of an ocean. Like there's tide, high tide, low tide. It's something that the positives really make up the experience. So if you're having a really good time in your relationship, it's going to be a really good time for you. You know, it doesn't mean like, okay, well, there's hard times, I still gotta love this person. Like, this is ebbs and flows. Like I said, this is no less than unconditional love, but this is infatuation, romantic love for your child. It's very romantic and overwhelming, romantic and strong and overwhelming at first. It's something that can almost take over your common sense. But this is what we call infatuation. But the thing about infatuation is just that as strong as it comes in, it's very easy for it to fizzle out as well. And then we have, this should be for your partners, okay, not your children. We're going to get into that. And then C, this is fulfillment love. This is what your belief is, whether that's God, Allah, higher power, universe. This is something that basically it answers that question. You know, everybody has that question about what's the missing piece? What am I missing? What's happening? So we're going to go when these love types are not properly paired. So the common one, let's address the thing in the room, is when mothers think that their son is literally their man, because they're switching the unconditional love that they should have for their kids. So this is going to mean whether or not he marries somebody she likes, or if he gets married at all, or if he basically puts anything above her, any of his aspirations above her. This is very, very common. It's very scary how common it is, but a lot of people do have romantic / infatuation for their child and not their partner. So what happens is just that when the baby's first born, oh my God, I didn't know love until my son was born. Mi hijo, no, not mi hijo. Absolutely not. So basically, this is basically going to be a type of love that I would say, it can get very dangerous. But I've noticed this a lot, that a lot of people do think of their sons as their boyfriend. And then we have another part when it goes wrong is that this one's hard for me to hear. This is pretty much when people treat their children as infatuation. Okay. And that's similar to what I said before. Like when they treat their child as infatuation, I did it from the partner's perspective, but also from the kid's perspective. It's basically like the love for your parent really is dependent on how you are making them feel. Something that they would think of as a partner. Okay. Compared to unconditional. For example, unconditional love, you're supposed to unconditionally love your kids, even if they don't play football, even if they don't become a model, even if they don't have the orientation that you want them to have. You're supposed to love your children unconditionally, okay? So I have another example. I have another example of when a romantic infatuation love exceeds to unconditional. I present the Chrisean. The Chrisean. This is a perfect example. You guys all saw that tattoo, but this is a perfect example of someone who you're supposed to love. You're supposed to have an infatuation for this person. Once it gets bad, you dip. Okay. But she has this almost unconditional love for Jonathan. Is that his name? I don't know. She has an almost unconditional love for him, and a lot of people are just like, oh my God, why does she keep going back? Because she loves him unconditionally. She's only supposed to be infatuated with him. Okay, this is your partner, and this doesn't mean that that means you love your partner less, but to sit there and unconditionally love your partner is dangerous, because it can lead you down a path of wherever they go, you're gonna follow, because unconditional doesn't matter what this person does to you. Okay, you see how it's a mismatch? You're supposed to have that for your children. Okay, because even if your kid doesn't love you, you have to love them twice as hard. Okay. So with Chrisean, like people are surprised at what she's doing. I'm not surprised. She loves him unconditionally. She has misplacement for him. And it kind of teeters into fulfillment love. So fulfillment love is what you're supposed to have for God, your higher power, Allah, whoever. That's fulfillment love. And a lot of people will sit there and be like, oh my God, like literally, right? Oh my God. I just can't fathom, loving having that fulfillment, that missing piece from someone I can't see. I was like, you feel the air, don't you? I feel it. Well, barely, because it's hot, but I feel it. You're supposed to have this fulfillment love for your higher power. That's why a lot of people walk around looking for a missing piece. And another scary thing too, like when it comes to children as well, that's scary, is that when I see people and they're just like, oh my God, I found my better half. I don't like that. I like it where I found somebody to compliment what's already 100%, but to sit there and say you found your better half, like you should not find fulfillment in your partner. I don't know who's going to sit here and be scared for me to say this, but you should not have fulfillment in your partner. That comes from you. Like whenever I hear the phrase, oh, I didn't know my first love is my kid, that's scary. That's scary to me. That's so scary. And of course, people in the comments are like, you don't have kids. You don't know anything about that. Okay, but I was a kid. Okay, I was a kid at one point. And I can tell you, it is scary. It is scary when your parents love you conditionally. And kids can pick up on that. I know people are like, they don't know. I was like, listen, I didn't know what unconditional love was when I was a kid, but I knew what it wasn't. I knew what it wasn't. That's not to sit there and say I had a bad childhood. Like, my parents did their thing. But I'm just saying, like, I've just seen it before where people literally conditionally love their kids. Like, well, they're not listening. Well, they're not going to college like I want them to do. I don't love them anymore. Ew. Crazy, right? But you see how it's an infatuation love, because I always ask the question, I always raise my hand up. I always wonder, like, how do you go from this is the love, like I could do anything for you, and then they're just like, oh, hi mom, I don't have the orientation you like, I don't love you anymore, kick you out into the wolves. What happened? It ebbed and flowed, didn't it? Like an infatuation love, okay? And then like a fulfillment love, like I said, I'm not gonna preach to y'all. I'll wrap it up. But I'm not gonna preach to y'all, but I truly feel like you guys, like, to sit there and have, if you hear it, it is the dog snoring right next to me because he cannot move 2 feet without me. But like to have fulfillment love and like whoever you believe in, I believe in God, like that fulfillment love, it hit different. Like, I don't know if I could be a little ratchet talking about it, but like it hit different. Like, you're not looking for anything. Like everybody's an addition. It's just like you love, like you, the love you have for who you believe in, like it hit different. Like that's the first person I talk to, and then that's the first person I talk to. That's the last person I talk to every day. And I feel like a lot of people just like, oh, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I was like, I know, but you're going to be looking for a missing piece. Like we weren't designed. I'm not here. Like I said, I'm not here to preach, but I'm just saying, like, you will notice people who do not have that love or that understanding of universe or whatever whatever. Those people, they always are looking for something. They're looking for it in another baby mama, baby daddy. They keep switching jobs. They keep switching friends. They're looking for something that they're never going to find because they're trying to find a fulfillment love in A person cannot give you fulfillment love because they are a human. Humans make mistakes, okay? A lot. I know I do. I think I have like, at least I'm at my record breaking, I don't know. But like, people make mistakes. So that's perfect. We're going to go right into the solution. Moving along. And then like, of course, you know, you guys, if you want me to turn this into like a whole series, definitely let me know and I will turn into a whole series about different types of love. But I wanted to stress that today, especially with this as being the Valentine's Day episode, I wanted to basically touch on it today because of the fact that it's just scary when I see people and they're just like, oh my God, like I'm so in love and this and that. I was just like, what type though? Because that's why, like I said, like the whole putting sugar in the gas tank and scratching up the door and this another, like there's nothing a man can do to me that would make me risk my criminal record, like clean record. Like there's nothing. He could sit there and be like, he slept with my sister and my cousin twice removed. I don't care. It doesn't matter what he do. Now, does that mean nothing's going to be done? I didn't say that, but I'm just saying, for me to sit there and go out of my way, like that tells me that you had an unconditional love with someone who did not deserve it. And it's to the point where you're so infatuated with your kid that you can't be bothered unless they're doing something to impress you, or unless they're doing something that pleases you. Like, this is why I said, like, people will sit there and have their kid. This is why you ever notice like when people's kids move away, they lose themselves. Like, you're not supposed to lose yourself. I don't care how long it takes. You can take them turning 5, you can take them turning 15. Don't ever lose yourself. Like, you should make sure that you, no offense, but like you came here by yourself, you know, you came here by yourself. Unless you're a twin, but you came here by yourself. And I just feel like there's still, like, I still see people making that difference. I still see people making that difference. I still see people making that mistake. Like, stop looking for unconditional love from your partner. Stop being infatuated with your children. These are your children. You created them. There should be no reason why you should sit there and be like, oh, well, they didn't do anything I wanted today. I don't love them today, or vice versa with your partner. You unconditionally love them. Hey, your boyfriend Marquise just robbed the store. What you think? Free my baby. Like, no, it should be a condition. If he's robbing a place, you should not be there. You should not be sitting there. If he's robbing a place, you should not be sitting there and co-signing. Like, no, Marquise messed up. Like, what you mean? Marquise messed up, okay? Like, don't free him at all. And then fulfillment love, like, I really want y'all to find that this year. Like, it makes everything better. Like, it makes also, like, the changes and the switches in people, it makes it better too, because it's just like, okay, well, you know, these people can come and go, but I will always have my insert, you know, whoever you believe in here. Like, I'll always have this person to look for guidance, look for completion, to look for peace, you know. And I don't know. I really am just nervous because, like, with situations like Chrisean and other situations where they've just gone off the meter, I was like, they're never going to leave. I promise you. You can say you heard it here first. I promise you, Chrisean will never leave Blueface Baby. She will never leave him until either he kicks her to the side, or something happens to her personally, where she's not able to get to him. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the only way. They're never going to leave each other. I promise that. And the kid just laminated the mistake. You know, like, it's just laminating the mistake. I don't see, like, I feel like with her purposely getting pregnant and making sure that it worked this time, because she tried several times to get pregnant. That was God's protection, by the way. I do feel like in that same situation, like, it's scary because, like, even if something happens to the kid, she's still gonna go back to him. I promise you. Like, she's unconditionally in love with him, you know, and almost teetering into fulfillment love. Like, she feels like, if he's not here, who am I? And that's when she starts looking. She finds his number. Let's go, you know. But I do feel like these 3 different types of love. Once again, we have our infatuation, romantic. That's supposed to be for your partner, not your children. We have unconditional, that's supposed to be for your babies. And then we also have your fulfillment, that's supposed to be for the higher power you believe in. But I do wish you guys to have a great Valentine's Day. I'm just nervous. Okay, I'm just nervous, especially since, like, you know, advice from elders, I guess elder millennial, is not being listened to. But definitely, for sure, don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire here.